Iker Casillas has parted ways with Real Madrid. It was a very touching farewell, to be honest, for a guy that spent so much of his life in one team. And as we state with guys like Steven Gerrard, Kobe Bryant, all sports, there's just an enormous amount of respect you pay to someone who's stayed at one club for such a long time and just been so influential in creating that legacy. So let's take a look at how Iker Casillas responded to some of the questions in his last press conference talking about Real Madrid.
Gracias.
He cried.
He's crying. I mean, and you think about it, all the big players who were leaving their club. I remember Henrik Larsson leaving Celtic. He didn't spend his career at Celtic, but Celtic made his career, his best years were there. He was devastated walking around the field. All the fans paid homage to him. It gives you chills when you see it for such a big name. And a guy that I've critiqued numerous times this year and last year because I felt that I don't think it's as much his fault as much as maybe someone like Perez, who I'm sure had some involvement in keeping Casillas in goals. He just wasn't as good as he once was to play in goals for Real Madrid.
Speaking as he once was, quote graphic, run it. Stat graphic, I think it's called.
Stat graphic.
After 725 games and 16 seasons with the first team of Real Madrid, he has won 19 titles, 3 Champions League, 1 Club World Cup, 2 Intercontinental Cups, 2 European Soccer Cups, 5 La Liga titles, 2 Copa del Reys, and 4 Spanish Super Cups.
It's not a bad trophy cabinet, is it?
Yeah, a lot of alcohol to fill those cups.
Yeah. So it pays homage to how good a goalkeeper he is. And people will forget that he isn't exactly that old when it comes to goalkeeper terms because he's been in the professional footballing world for so long. He came on the scene at such a young age and was phenomenal from a young age and was Real Madrid's starting goalkeeper for the best part of like 13, 14 years.
And that was the other one I wanted to mention, only Manuel Neuer has more clean sheets in the last 6 years via Champions League play than Iker Casillas.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was a legend.
And
so I guess my one question I wanted to ask you, though, was, and this isn't a top 10 list, I know some people do want it, though, is he a top 10 goalkeeper all time?
Absolutely. That is a long look. I want to know how my face was there.
Top 5?
He's definitely got a big claim in that top 5. There is a bunch of goals. And in terms of the trophies that he's won with his team and how I always talk about top 10s, top 5s. The comment section, by the way, exploding for top 10 players of all time. Thanks, everyone, for commenting on that. It was amazing.
I know my top 10 was far and away the best. I know, thank you.
But it's so hard to judge, especially goalkeepers, because number one, goalkeepers don't get anywhere near the credit they deserve.
And neither do defenders.
I couldn't imagine. I wanted to put one of the top 10 goalkeepers in my top 10 players of all time list, but it's just so hard to try and fit them in. But I did give honourable mentions to the likes of Oliver Kahn, who is so phenomenal as a German goalkeeper, paved the way. There is Peter Schmeichel for Manchester United, even though he didn't win as many accolades as you think for a top 10 goalkeeper. I mean, 1 Champions League to his name, but that was a phenomenal Champions League. That was when he scored the last-minute goal against Bayern Munich, and Peter Schmeichel was in goals. And on the other end was one of the other best goalkeepers in the world at the time, Oliver Kahn, who I just mentioned. But Casillas, absolutely. Whether you think top 10, top 5, he's absolutely one of the most legendary goalkeepers there's ever been.
So you don't need a number for it. He just is one of the best.
It's just hard to decide.
His legacy is tough to argue.
Yeah, there's goalkeepers that have just been phenomenal throughout the world. I think Manuel Neuer will go down as one of the best as well. We're in a modern-day generation in which goalkeepers, as much as people talk about the game hasn't changed that much, the athleticism that's involved in the game has paved the way for some crazy athletic goalkeepers. Manuel Neuer right now is incredible. Courtois is incredible.
How many goalkeepers have finished in the Ballon d'Or voting? In the top 3?
There's been some.
It's a rare occurrence.
But it's a rarity. It's as rare. It's not as common as obviously outfield players, because outfield players, and more often than not attacking players, get all the plaudits. It's just the way the game works.
Just for argument's sake, you can actually say a goalkeeper, because if Manuel Neuer's done it, Iker Casillas was playing at Manuel Neuer's ability not probably too long ago.
Yeah.
Within 5 years ago.
Yep.
I mean, his titles kind of show something. You can argue that sometimes a goalkeeper is the 3rd best player in the world behind that of Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah, of course, and that's why Manuel Neuer was in the Ballon d'Or run-ins, and that's why when we talked about it, I give a very strong claim for him. I knew that he would never win it because Ronaldo's accolades.
But he deserved the
But
recognition.
he deserved the recognition. And Emmanuel Neuer won the World Cup, and if he would have won the Champions League, of course, he's definitely to be involved in the Ballon d'Or and ranked as highly as he is. But if I'm talking about goalkeepers here, Casillas is still well and away the best goalkeeper of the last 10, 15 years, and he's still far superior as a career as a whole to Manuel Neuer. Manuel Neuer will add those accolades. Casillas has won a World Cup. Manuel Neuer's won a World Cup. He's won a Champions League. Casillas has won a Champions League, but he's just been around for a lot longer, I feel. And Manuel Neuer, he's not got a long way to go, I would say, but obviously with his career going the way it is and him still performing phenomenally, Manuel Neuer will be up there. But if I was to put a goalkeeper in the top 20 goalkeepers in the top 20 players in the world, Casillas is not far off. He's in there, absolutely, because he was just in his prime. Because he's not the biggest. He's 6 foot. He's not exactly gigantic when you think of a goalkeeper, right? Because Courtois is huge. Neuer's 6'3", 6'4", in that area. I know people love to add an inch or two. I'll retract. If I say 6'7", he's 6'6". If I say 6'4", he's 6'5". That's just the way the comment section works. But I love you guys because you like to keep me right. But for him not being as tall as some of the goalkeepers out there, like the Edwin van der Sars of the world, he's still athletically unbelievable and could get from one end of his goal to the other. And I would say one of the best shot stoppers and ball players with the ball at his feet that I've ever seen from a goalkeeping standpoint.
Done?
Where's my judge? Where's my gavel?
Judge, not
Where's
guilty.
my gavel?
He's not guilty.
He's not guilty of being that bad. Okay,
Fact of the day. It's fine.
All right. Well, fact of the day, he's very good. Thanks for that one.
Gavel. We need to go. We need to wrap it up. We can't wrap it up until we get a gavel. That's
No
the
gavel.
fact of the day,
I
Jacory.
don't want the fact of the day.
Thank
you. Not guilty. So, yeah, so a great season for Casillas. Moving on to probably do some more good things at Porto. I don't think he's going to win a Champions League anytime soon, but Porto did have a great season.
Don't count him out.
You never know. If Jose Mourinho goes back and takes them the distance like he did with an average team once in a blue moon, it could happen. But I would like to see him end his career on a high, because after the World Cup, after this season being at the brunt of many critics, me being one of them, I feel so bad after seeing that press conference. I'm like, fuck, I get the guy so much shit.
Okay,
but
well,
we don't know.
There you go. You got it. They get
No,
it.
you
They
got
understand.
it.
They understand.
You're gone.
What do you guys think? Do you think Iker Casillas is one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time? His legacy at Real Madrid? Who's going to replace him at Real Madrid? And how will we do at FC Porto? All comments in the comment section below.
And do you believe it's not butter?
No, it's...
Shit.